It's a strange feeling. Isn't it that moment you catch yourself noticing something different? Maybe you feel a little less steady on your feet than you used to. Or perhaps food just doesn't taste quite the same. These aren't necessarily big, dramatic events, but small shifts, subtle changes that niggle at the back of your mind. We tend to brush them off, tell ourselves it's just part of getting older, nothing to worry about. But sometimes, these little changes, these quiet whispers from our bodies, are actually important messages we desperately need to hear. Ignoring them isn't harmless. It can mean missing a crucial opportunity to make a difference in how we live out our golden years. Our bodies are incredible machines, and they often give us signals, little hints. When something needs attention, learning to recognize these signals isn't about focusing on the negative. It's about empowerment, about gaining the knowledge to take control and improve our health and quality of life. It's about understanding what our bodies are trying to tell us so we can respond effectively. In this video, we're going to look at 5 signs that are surprisingly common, signs that many people dismiss, but which can be incredibly important indicators of underlying changes. Understanding these isn't about being alarmist. It's about being informed and proactive, so you can live your life to the fullest. With health and vitality, watch to the end for something that will surprise you, something that might just change how you see these signs entirely. So, let's start with the first sign that often goes unnoticed or is simply chalked up to age, and that's unexplained changes in your weight. Now, we're not talking about losing a few pounds because you've been actively trying, or gaining a bit over the holidays. We're talking about weight loss, or gain that happens without you making any conscious changes to your diet or activity level. Think about it. Has your belt suddenly gotten a lot looser? Or maybe your favorite trousers feel a bit tight, and you haven't changed how you eat or how much you move. This can be a really subtle thing, especially if it happens gradually. You might just think, oh, I'm getting older. My metabolism is changing. Or maybe you don't weigh yourself regularly, so you don't even notice the numbers on the scale shifting significantly. But unexplained weight loss, in particular, can be a very important signal. It could indicate that your body isn't absorbing nutrients properly, or it might be a sign of an underlying medical condition. Sometimes even something serious that needs prompt attention. Think about conditions like thyroid problems, digestive issues that affect nutrient absorption, or even certain illnesses that cause your body to burn calories differently. On the other hand, unexplained weight gain can also be a warning sign. It could be related to fluid retention, which can be a symptom of heart or kidney issues. Or it might be linked to hormonal imbalances or metabolic changes that require medical evaluation. The key here is unexplained. If you haven't changed anything major in your routine and your weight is shifting noticeably, it's your body's way of saying, hey, something is different here. Maybe let's look into this. Now, related to how your body is functioning internally, another sign that often gets dismissed is persistent fatigue. We all feel tired sometimes. Right, especially after a busy day or a poor night's sleep. That's normal. But persistent fatigue is different. It's that deep, bone-weary tiredness that doesn't go away even after you've rested. You wake up feeling exhausted. You feel drained throughout the day, and it impacts your ability to do the things you enjoy. You might find yourself skipping social events, canceling plans, or feeling too tired to even go for a short walk. This isn't just feeling a bit low on energy. It's a pervasive lack of vitality that affects every aspect of your life. Like unexplained weight changes. Persistent fatigue can be a symptom of a wide range of underlying issues. It could be something relatively simple like a vitamin deficiency, low levels of B12 or iron, for example, are common causes of fatigue in older adults. Or it could be related to sleep problems, which become more common as we age, but are often treatable. Insomnia, sleep apnea, or restless leg syndrome can all contribute to chronic tiredness. Beyond that, fatigue can also be a symptom of more serious conditions, such as heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, depression, or even certain types of infections or cancers. Again, the important distinction is persistent, and unexplained by normal activity. If you're constantly feeling exhausted, even when you haven't been overexerting yourself, it's your body telling you something is off. Ignoring it and just trying to push through can mean missing an opportunity to identify and treat a condition that's significantly impacting your quality of life and potentially your long-term health. Talking to your doctor about persistent fatigue is crucial. They can run tests to check for deficiencies or underlying conditions and help you figure out why you're feeling so drained. Sometimes, simply addressing a treatable condition can make a world of difference to your energy levels and overall well-being. These two signs, unexplained weight changes and persistent fatigue, are often intertwined. And together, they can be even stronger indicators that it's time to pay closer attention to what your body is telling you and seek professional advice. Now that we've discussed how changes in weight and energy levels can be important signals, let's move on to another area that often changes subtly as we age, and what those changes might mean. Moving on from how we feel inside, let's talk about how we move through the world. And that brings us to changes in mobility or balance. Have you noticed yourself feeling a little less steady on your feet lately? Maybe you find yourself grabbing onto furniture more often as you walk through the house. Or perhaps you've had a near miss, a stumble that caught you off guard. Or maybe you've just started avoiding certain activities, like navigating uneven sidewalks or going up and down stairs, because you feel less confident in your stability. This isn't about getting slower. That's a natural part of aging for many, but about feeling wobbly, unsure, or noticing a decline in your ability to move easily and safely. Changes in mobility and balance are incredibly important warning signs because they dramatically increase the risk of falls. And as we know, falls can have serious consequences for older adults, leading to injuries that can significantly impact independence and quality of life. But why do these changes happen? And what are they warning us about? They could be related to a variety of factors. Muscle weakness is a common culprit. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, especially if we're not actively working to maintain it. Weak muscles can make it harder to support our body weight and maintain balance. Joint issues, like arthritis, can cause pain and stiffness, making movement more difficult and affecting our gait. Nerve damage, which can be caused by conditions like diabetes, can affect sensation in the feet and legs, making it harder to feel the ground and maintain balance. Inner ear problems, which control our sense of balance, can also contribute to unsteadiness. Even certain medications can affect balance as a side effect. So, when you notice these changes, feeling unsteady, tripping more often, or finding it harder to navigate familiar spaces, it's not just a sign that you might fall. It's a warning sign that something underlying is affecting your neuromuscular system, your joints, or your sensory input. Ignoring it is risky because it means not addressing the root cause and increasing your risk of a fall and its associated complications. What can you do first? Don't dismiss it. Talk to your doctor about your concerns. They can assess your balance and gait, check for underlying conditions, and review your medications. Physical therapy can be incredibly helpful in improving strength, flexibility, and balance. Exercises specifically designed for balance, like Tai Chi or simple balance drills, can make a big difference. Making simple modifications to your home environment, like adding grab bars in the bathroom or ensuring good lighting, can also improve safety. The warning here is that your body's complex system of movement and balance is being compromised, and addressing it proactively can significantly improve your safety and independence. Next, let's consider something that affects a very fundamental part of daily life: your appetite and eating habits. Have you found that your interest in food has decreased? Maybe meals feel like a chore, or you just don't feel hungry like you used to. Perhaps foods you once enjoyed now taste bland, or you find yourself skipping meals more often. A loss of appetite or significant changes in eating habits that result in you not getting enough nutrients can be very important, though often overlooked. Warning sign. It's easy to think, oh, I'm just not as active, so I don't need as much food. While it's true that metabolic needs can change slightly with age, a significant, persistent loss of appetite or a sudden aversion to food isn't typically just a normal part of aging. It can be a sign that something is going on internally. Loss of appetite can be linked to many of the same underlying issues we discussed earlier, like infections, underlying illnesses, or digestive problems that cause discomfort or affect how food is processed. It can also be a side effect of medications. Mental health plays a big role too. Depression and anxiety can significantly impact appetite and interest in eating. Dental problems, difficulty chewing or swallowing, or changes in your sense of taste and smell can also make eating less enjoyable and lead to reduced food intake. The danger here is that persistent poor appetite and reduced food intake can lead to malnutrition, even if you're eating something. If you're not getting enough protein, vitamins, and minerals, your body can't function properly. Malnutrition weakens muscles, contributing to mobility issues, impairs immune function, making you more susceptible to illness, slows wound healing, and impacts cognitive function. So, a persistent loss of appetite isn't just about missing out on the pleasure of food. It's a warning that your body might be lacking the essential building blocks it needs to stay healthy and strong. Ignoring it can lead to a cascade of other health problems. What should you do if you notice a persistent change in your appetite or eating habits? Talk to your doctor. They can investigate potential medical causes. A registered dietitian or nutritionist can also be incredibly helpful in identifying ways to make food more appealing and ensuring you're getting adequate nutrition, perhaps through nutrient-dense foods, smaller frequent meals, or nutritional supplements if necessary. Addressing dental issues is also crucial. This sign is a warning that your nutritional status might be at risk, and taking steps to ensure you're properly nourished is vital for maintaining health and vitality as you age. Thinking about how these internal and external changes affect our overall well-being naturally leads us to consider another crucial aspect of health in later life. So, we've talked about how changes in your weight, your energy levels, how steady you feel on your feet, and even your interest in food can be important messages from your body. Now, let's turn our attention to a sign that isn't purely physical, but can be just as, if not more, significant social withdrawal and a loss of interest in activities you once loved. Have you found yourself saying no to invitations more often lately? Are you spending more time alone? Not because you prefer solitude, but because you just don't feel like making the effort. Maybe your hobbies or interests that used to bring you joy just don't seem appealing anymore. This isn't just about being an introvert or needing quiet time. That's perfectly fine. This is about a noticeable shift towards isolation and a lack of engagement with the world around you and the people in it. Social withdrawal in older adults can be a powerful warning sign that something deeper is happening. It could be linked to some of the physical changes we've already discussed, if you're dealing with persistent fatigue, mobility issues, or loss of appetite. It's understandable that you might not feel up to socializing, but the withdrawal itself can also be a symptom, particularly of mental health changes like depression or anxiety. Loneliness and isolation are not just sad experiences. They are significant health risks for older adults. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can have a similar impact on health as smoking or obesity. It can increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. So, when you find yourself pulling away from social connections or losing interest in things you used to enjoy, it's a warning that your emotional and mental well-being might be suffering, and that's just as important to address as any physical symptom. Ignoring social withdrawal and loss of interest can create a vicious cycle. The less you engage, the more isolated you become, which can worsen feelings of loneliness and low mood, making you even less likely to engage. It's a downward spiral that can significantly impact your quality of life and overall health. What can you do if you notice this in yourself or someone you care about? Acknowledge it. Don't just brush it off as, "That's just how they are now," or "They prefer to be alone." If you're experiencing it yourself, be honest with yourself about how you feel. Talk to someone you trust, a friend, family member, or your doctor. Your doctor can screen for depression or anxiety and discuss potential treatments or therapies. Finding ways to reconnect, even in small steps, can make a big difference. This could involve joining a club or group related to an interest you used to have, volunteering, attending community events, or simply making a conscious effort to call or visit friends and family regularly. Support groups can also be incredibly helpful if mobility issues are a barrier. Look for activities or ways to connect that are accessible. The warning here is that your social and emotional well-being needs attention. And nurturing those connections and finding joy in activities are fundamental to healthy aging. We count on you to talk to someone. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds a bit heavy. And yes, these are important signs to pay attention to. But here's the surprising part I mentioned at the beginning. These signs aren't necessarily predictors of impending doom. In fact, they are often the opposite. They are your body's way of giving you a head start, an early warning system. They are opportunities. Each one of these signs, unexplained weight changes, persistent fatigue, changes in mobility or balance, loss of appetite, and social withdrawal, is a call to action. It's your body prompting you to pause, listen, and investigate. It's telling you that now is the time to talk to your doctor, to look at your lifestyle, to seek support, to make changes that can genuinely improve your health and well-being, and potentially add years of healthy, vibrant life. The real danger isn't the signs themselves, it's ignoring them. It's dismissing them as just getting old and missing the chance to intervene early, when interventions are often most effective. Remember, small changes can make a big difference to your health and happiness. Noticing these signs isn't about dwelling on worries. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge so you can take proactive steps. It's about having a conversation with your body. And sometimes, bringing in professionals to help interpret the message and guide you toward better health. It's about understanding that aging isn't a passive process where you just wait for things to happen to you. It's an active journey where you have the power to influence your health and quality of life by paying attention and responding wisely to the signals your body sends. You have decades of wisdom and experience. Now, couple that with listening to your body's subtle cues. What do you think about these signs? Have you noticed any of them in yourself or someone you know? What steps have you taken? Sharing your experiences in the comments below can be incredibly helpful for others who might be going through something similar. It creates a community where we can support and learn from each other. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It tells me I'm providing valuable information and encourages me to make more videos like this. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos about staying healthy and living your best life at every age. We're on this journey together, and staying informed is one of the best ways to ensure we make the most of every single day. Thank you for watching. Live your best life at every age.